What's going on, everybody? I'm going live today. Today we have an interview scheduled. If you guys haven't read the title, you guys should and see who I'm interviewing. That's why I put my Dominican flag up. I'm super excited for today. A lot of news in boxing. As always, I feel like I say that often. A lot of news in boxing. I'm super excited to talk to you guys today, as well as do my interview, and hopefully a lot of people hop on and join the conversation in the comment in the chat box. That way, you know, we realize I realize I'm making a difference. I'm making moves out here. But yeah, man. So Josh Taylor has been ordered to face Alberto Puello, a Dominican. The WBA is mandating it. I I'm not too sure what's gonna happen there, because Alberto Puello is excuse me, Josh Taylor has talked about moving up in weight. And so since he's Box Talk 101, what's up, my brother Freddie? What's going on? Uh but yeah, Josh Taylor has been talking about moving up in weight. So since that's been happening, we're not sure if he's gonna actually defend his title against Josh Taylor is gonna defend his title against, what's his name? Uh, Alberto Puello. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do three things at the same time. That's why I can't talk. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, I should have done this earlier. I'm trying to send the invitation to my guests. Uh, that's why. And I'm trying to write it in Spanish, so my brain is working double time. I'm used to I can speak Spanish pretty easy. It's more writing it that I have trouble with. So yeah, bear with me. All right. I sent the link. Hopefully he'll join me sooner rather than later. But yeah, Alberto Puello, he's been mandated to fight Josh Taylor for the WBA strap. But again, Josh Taylor has been talking about moving up. So we don't know if he's going to be fighting for a vacant title. If he does move up, the number 2 ranked junior welterweight is Ismail Barroso. He's an older Venezuelan fighter. Honestly, I never heard of him, but that's who he is. And if he, for whatever reason, is unavailable, which I don't see why he would be, O'Hara Davies of the UK, he's ranked number 3. So one of those 2-3 guys will be fighting for the vacant WBA title if he moves up. If Josh Taylor decides to stay at 140, he will have to fight Alberto Puello for the WBA title. But as much as I shit on the WBA, man, they giving my Dominicans chances, man. They giving my Dominicans uh, a lot of opportunities and rankings. You know what I'm saying? They're giving my Dominicans champions. Oh, not really any point, as I expect Taylor to move up. Yeah, all right, that's true. I expect Taylor to move up too, which quite honestly, I don't think is a good idea. To be honest, I think he's okay at 140. That fight, he had trouble with uh with this guy Catterall, not because of his weight. It was because the guy was tricky. The guy he kept giving him trouble with the shoulder roll. A lot of people want to give Josh Taylor that excuse of, oh, he wasn't ready, he wasn't prepared, he was weight drained, but I didn't see any signs that he was weight drained. It was Catterall who faded towards the end of the fight. It wasn't Josh Taylor, because usually that's what happens when you're weight drained. Usually can't get your punches off, and then you also start fading at the end because you're tired, you're weight drained. You understand what I'm saying? So since that's not the case, I don't understand why people are so eager to just give him that excuse. You know, I remember seeing an interview literally right before the Jack Catterall fight where he said that he feels he could fight at 140 for the rest of his career. He makes the weight so easy. And he came in the weigh-in, he was looking good. He was six packed up. He even posted pictures on his Twitter. He goes, look at me at the Jose Ramirez fight and look at me at the Jack Catterall fight, how in shape I look, So I don't understand why people are so quick to give him that excuse. I'm like, nah, man, like he just had a bad night at the office. Honestly. Hold on one second. Uh Héctor, no sé si me está escuchando, pero dice que no está conectado. Te veo aquí, pero no te puedo agregar para. By the way, my guest is trying to get on, but he's having connection problems, so I'm speaking to him in Spanish. Sí, no sé si está en un lugar donde no tiene mucho servicio, pero no te puedo agregar al show hasta que no tenga mejor conexión o tú le tienes que dar permiso para que use tu micrófono y tu cámara. Así te puedo poner en la pantalla. Again, guys, I'm speaking Spanish to my guest. He doesn't speak English, so I'm trying to help him get on. It looks like he's either having connection issues or he's having problems with the website as far as how it works. But yeah, getting back to what I was talking earlier before, while he tries to figure this out. Yeah, I don't see Josh Taylor as a weight drain fighter. I really don't. I just think he had a bad day at the office. Yeah, hold on one second. Let me see if I could share this. Yo, de lo mío, que lo que? Ari, what's up, my brother? Always showing love. I fuck with Ari heavy, man. Y'all can never talk bad about Ari on my channel, man. You always showing support. All right, so there we go. I found the tweet. Hold on. I found the tweet. Let me screen share this for you guys. Let me screen. So look, this is Josh Taylor. This is before the fight. The pick on the left is me weighing in for the Ramirez fight. The right was today. I'm bigger, faster, and stronger. Tomorrow I'm gonna be a beast. So look, this is him. This is him. This is before the fight. Literally before the fight. He posted this. This is him for the Ramirez fight. He looks good. He looks in shape. And this is him for the Catterall fight. Six packed up. Doesn't look weight drained. He doesn't, his eyes aren't sunken and he looks better here. He just looks wider, but I don't know if that has to do with him being weight drained. Oh, hold on one second. Héctor, te veo que tienes que darle permiso a usar el micrófono y la cámara al website. Así te puedo agregar a la pantalla. Porque ahora yo te veo que usted está aquí, pero no te puedo agregar para ponerte para hablar cara a cara. Dice aquí que tú necesitas conectar el micrófono o la cámara. Entonces es mejor no sé si está usando un celular. Entonces, si está usando un celular, es mejor para mí. Pero si está usando una computadora y no tiene cámara ni micrófono, se hace difícil agregarte. Entonces, si tiene un celular disponible, vaya al Instagram, el celular, y dale el link por el celular, porque dice aquí que no tiene el micrófono ni la cámara conectada. Again, guys, my guest is having connections problems, so please bear with me. With him, obviously. But again, this is gonna be a good one. Hopefully, I don't know. He's in the Dominican Republic, so I don't know if his connection is all that. I mean, I've been out there. I've had good internet, but I don't know where he is exactly. I don't know if he's out, where the farm is, or he's in the city. But either way, it looks like he's having trouble connecting. So I can add him to the stream. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I'm gonna be a fan. I'm gonna be a fan before I'm interviewing. I'm gonna be a fan. I'm gonna tell him that too, because in case he's gonna be like, "Why is this dude all turned up?" I'm like, "Listen, I'm a fan before I'm interviewing. Like, I'm really excited for this. Obviously, us Dominicans, we don't really get a lot of boxes. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of top boxes. But recently, there's been a lot of investment in Dominican boxing as far as the professionals. Like, when have you seen Top Rank invest in a in a Dominican who didn't medal. I remember when they signed when Top Rank signed Elvis Rodriguez. Elvis Rodriguez, and they were promoting him heavy on ESPN. Heavy. They just kept putting him on, putting him on, putting him on. And it wasn't until he lost and they released him, unfortunately. But hey, I never seen Top Rank really invest in Dominicans like that. Same thing with Carlos Adames. They invested in Carlos Adames until he took that L and they released him. So they probably just signing Dominicans they see talent in. And if they realize this person doesn't sell, they just quick to drop them after one loss. I think that's what Top Rank's view of Dominican fighters are. But PBC, man, PBC, shout out to PBC. They got Hector Luis Garcia. They got Elvis Rodriguez after he got dropped. They got Carlos Adames after he got dropped. They got Jason Rosario. They just had a whole show box card full of Dominicans. It was three Dominicans. Two of them took a L. One of them, the main event, he won. Who else they got? They got a lot of Dominicans. They got Michelle Rivera, and they doing things to promote them. As far as with the Salsa Ali and all that, I'm not gonna co-sign all that bullshit. But hey, man, they getting creative on how they trying to promote their fighters. They investing in Dominicans. And if you invest in Dominicans, I'm gonna fuck with you, man. Listen, man, I'm gonna fuck with you heavy. I'm definitely biased when it comes to that. I have no. Listen, I got my flag out, man. I got my flag out. I ain't hiding my colors, man. I ain't hiding my colors. I'm straight out here letting people know. Damn, what's up with my man, yo? He hasn't came back. At least before earlier, he was he was getting he's getting on. I just couldn't see him. Yeah, I talked about this already, Ari. Alberto Pollo just got called as WBA mandatory for Taylor at 140. Absolutely. I did talk about that already, which is why I was saying that I'm not quite so sure Josh Taylor's going to move up to 147. Because the thing is, to me, he moves up to 147, right? He moves up to 147. Who's he gonna fight? He's gonna fight Crawford. I don't. Listen, if Jack Catterall dropped you, what the fuck are you gonna do about? What are you gonna do with his Crawford hitting you? Oh my god. Ay Dios. No sé qué está pasando, Hector, pero no te puedo agregar. No sé por qué. ¿Qué está pasando? They will need to connect their mic cam before you can add them to the stream. Mira a ver si hay una opción para que tú le des permiso al website que tenga acceso al micrófono y la cámara de usted. Porque dice aquí, yo te veo que tú estás aquí, pero no te puedo agregar porque tú no tienes, no le has dado acceso al micrófono y a la cámara al website. No sé qué está pasando, pero no te puedo agregar. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. He's having some kind of connection problems, or he's not, or he doesn't know how to use the website. One of the two, but I'm not able to add him for whatever reason. Like like it doesn't show his face, and it says that his microphone is not going to be working. The tweet said, "Is Javonte Davis the most protected fighter in boxing today?" What tweet? Is he the most protected fighter in boxing today? I don't know. Munguia is pretty protected, man. And I do hear the rumors that he's gonna fight Charlo next, and that would excite me. But man, Munguia, after he fought Saddam Ali on short notice, he hasn't been in tough since. If you really think about it, when else has he been in tough after Saddam Ali, which was like what 2014 or some shit like that? But Javonte Davis, I don't know. I don't know if he's protected so much as it is more a political thing with Javonte Davis, because after his win against I want to say it was the Leo Santa Cruz or the Isaac Cruz. I'm not sure, but Mayweather quickly was like, "Hey, just letting you know, don't bring up these other fighters. We only fighting PBC guys. That's all we doing. Just letting you know." Like, I think it's more just that whole cross the street bullshit. That hey, listen, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about no other fighters. Oh, I believe a quote. One of the quotes that Mayweather said um what was it? He said, "Don't. We're not gonna make any other company rich." Because he knows he has the golden goose in Javonte Davis. And when I say golden goose is he's one of the few fighters at his age range that are going pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? I heard today Tyson Fury has sold out Wembley Stadium, 90,000 fans. Good luck to him. Big hope. All right. Well, hold on. I got my guest here, so I'll address that later. Hector, ¿cómo está, mi hermano?
Hola, hola, ¿qué tal? Disculpa que fue
Oh,
que tenía déficit ahí con la conexión. ¿Todo bien?
no hay problema. Muchas gracias a usted por el tiempo. Y yo quiero decirte a ti que olvídate que tú estás hablando con alguien que te está entrevistando. Yo soy fanático de usted. Por eso que yo traje mi bandera. Tú me diste una noche ese día que yo vi esa pelea con mi papá. Y que nosotros, que somos dominicanos, y que tú sabes que nosotros dominicanos tenemos mucho, tú sabes, como boxeadores buenos. Y tú me diste una noche a mí que nunca me va a olvidar. Y el tipo que tú peleaste, él es de Nueva York, él es del mismo vecindario mío, de Brooklyn. Yo estaba como con un complejo, como que, coño, ¿con quién me voy? Me voy con el dominicano, el de vecindario. Y tú le estabas dando una pela. Yo dije, este de los míos, olvídate de eso. Oh, I lost him, man. Damn. Hopefully his connection gets better. Hector, ¿usted me oye? No. La pantalla de usted se fue. By the way, guys, I'll be translating. Damn, I lost him. Okay. Sí, te perdí por un tiempito. Ok, tú ganaste esa pelea. Tú cogiste esa pelea en corto aviso. Primero, yo voy a estar traduciendo, entonces te voy a hablar en inglés y después en español y voy a traducir lo que usted dice para la gente que están viendo, ¿ok? Hello? ¿Usted me
Ok,
escucha?
ok, perfecto.
¿Usted me
Sí,
escucha?
lo escucho.
Okay.
Sí.
Okay. Was it a hard decision to take the fight on short notice? Quería hacerte una pregunta. ¿Fue una decisión difícil a coger la pelea a corto aviso?
Sí, se ve difícil, pero para nosotros no fue difícil. Se ve difícil
Okay.
para los fans, para los fanáticos, para los fans de verdad, ¿me entiendes? Que conocen que conocen el mérito, conocen el potencial, conocen la trayectoria de Luis García, ¿me entiendes? Dicen, ellos mayormente se basan a la preparación, al tiempo. Pero para nosotros, específicamente para mi equipo y para mí, no fue difícil.
Okay. So this is him. I'm translating what he's saying. He says this decision may have been hard for others who don't know what I've done. They don't know my story. They don't know how hard I've worked. They don't know the story of Hector Luis Garcia. I knew I had the potential in myself, and that's why I took the fight on short notice. Tú tenía, did you have a fight already scheduled when you took the fight? ¿Usted tenía una pelea ya seteada cuando cogiste la pelea o tú lo cogiste así sin pelea? Estaba preparando para otra pelea.
No me estaba preparando físicamente mentalmente para otra pelea.
Okay.
Pero desde que llegó la oportunidad, sí nos preparamos mental y físicamente para ganar la pelea.
Ok, y tú estabas ya pensando en pelear en ese peso, porque yo vi muchas de tus peleas fueron las 126. Déjame hacerlo en inglés. So, were you already fighting at that weight class? Because I seen some of your previous fights where you were fighting at 126. Entiende.
Sí. Pues no, claro, ya yo tenía meta, ya yo tenía planes de subirla a la 130 porque en la 126 ya me estaba costando porque ya tenía ya 5 años en 126 y me daban las oportunidades, pero las oportunidades se nos iban de la mano, ¿me entiendes? Y entonces, pues ya cuando terminé de pelear en 130, e incluso el profesor Sala me había evaluado y me había dicho que no podía pelear en 126 porque estaba muy grande, estaba muy fuerte, ¿me entiendes? Que subiera a 130 porque si en verdad si quiero resultados, si quiero beneficios, tenía que ser en 130, que en 126 se me iba la oportunidad de la mano y se me está haciendo difícil.
All right. He's saying that he already had plans to move up to 130. He said that he was fighting at 126 for 5 years. He had a lot of opportunities to fight, to move up in big fights, but the opportunities kept slipping out of our hands. And once we got this opportunity, we jumped on it because we were not only were we already planning on to fight at 130. I also was being told by my trainers that I would be stronger at 130. I would be more have more energy and more stamina at 130. So he decided to move up. Okay. Uh, okay. Ahora quiero hablar now I want to talk about the press conference. The press conference, things got a little heated, and he was kind of like joking around, clowning on you, dismissing you. And at one point you asked him, "Is this? Are we having a boxing match, or are we at a circus?" So quiero hablar de la conferencia que él estaba relajando mucho y llegó un momento que tú te poniste muy serio y tú le preguntaste a él, o esto es boxeo o es carnaval, como que eso a mí como que me enseñó a mí que tú estabas preparado para esta pelea. Que quería saber qué tú tenías en la mentalidad cuando dijiste eso. Oops, I guess. Hector, I think I lost him. I think he's frozen. ¿Usted me escucha, Hector?
Bueno,
Okay. ¿Usted me escucha? I don't think he hears me, guys. Oh. Hello? Oh, no. Sorry, we got that Dominican internet over there, man. Please bear with us. Please bear with us. Don't leave just yet. Hopefully, my man gets his connection straightened out. Héctor, ¿usted me escucha? Por favor, me dice. Sí, porque yo te veo como frisado y no te escucho muy bien. I don't know what's going on. Héctor, ¿usted me escucha a mí? Porque yo no lo escucho a usted. Okay. All right, he moved, so I'm assuming maybe he got better connection over here. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm when I upload this video, I'm definitely gonna edit all this out. I don't want. I'm definitely gonna edit all this part out. I haven't gotten to all my questions yet. Yeah, I've only gotten to 4 questions, man. What's going on? Hector, I don't know what's going on, man. Let me see if I can. Hector, ¿usted me escucha? I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Primo. I I lost him, guys. My bad, man. I'm trying to give you guys the best content I can give y'all, but unfortunately, I don't know what connection issues he's having. Uh, I did get a couple of the questions answered. Hopefully, he'll come back. He did say that he was fighting at 126 for 5 years, so meaning he's been there for a while. And by the way, he's in his 30s. This man is not a young, up and coming young pup. This man is in his 30s. So if he fought 5 years at 126, he was a pretty big featherweight. And by the way, you guys don't know, he's 5'9". He's tall for his weight. He's taller than Shakur, and he's taller than Oscar Valdez. So this is a pretty big guy, just because a lot of people may look at him like he was just moving up from 126. Yeah, he was moved up from 126 to 130 because he needed to move up, not because he took this fight on short notice and it was kind of like, whatever, like since the fight's on short notice, you don't have to cut the extra weight. No, he needed to move up at to 130. Basically, from what the conversation we're having, he moved up to 130. He and he got a win. He got a win against a top-ranked opponent, and now he's in the mandatory position to fight Roger Gutierrez for the WBA 130-pound strap. And who knows? Maybe in the future he can fight a Shakur Stevenson for a unification, or Oscar Valdez for unification, depending who wins that fight. Or there's this guy Ogawa who has the IBF title. Maybe I know he's on the Matchroom side, the zone, and Oscar and Shakur on the PBC side. But there's still opportunities out there for him. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if he got. All right. Ok, ahora, ¿me escucha bien? ¿Hello? ¿Me escucha bien, Héctor?
Sí, sí, que tiene déficit la señal aquí, donde estoy.
Sí. No,
Sí,
está
sí,
bien.
lo escucho.
Ok, yo lo entiendo, yo entiendo. Ok, quería preguntarle de la conferencia que usted en un momento le preguntaste a él si es boxeo o es carnaval. Entonces, quería saber qué tú tenías en tu mentalidad cuando tú le hiciste esa pregunta a Chris Colbert.
Bueno, en mi mentalidad era que él no iba a poder hacer lo que él había hecho con los rivales anteriores, que él se pasaba bien, bailaba, no fingía cuando le daban, era todo él, ¿me entiendes? Un caballote. Yo le iba a demostrar que conmigo iba a ser muy diferente.
Okay, so I had asked him, why did he ask Chris Colbert, is this a circus or is this boxing? And he said that the reason is because he sees Chris Colbert sometimes be dancing in the ring, a little bit flamboyant, and when he would get hit, he would try to hit hard. He would try to show the opponent that he wasn't hurt and stuff like that. He wanted to let him know, like, listen, with me it's a different story. You in there against a tough fighter. Okay. ¿Cómo te sentiste cuando él dijo que iba a... Well, how did you feel when he said he's going to juggle you? ¿Cómo te sentiste cuando él te respondió que iba a jugar malabares con usted?
Bueno, eso me gustó, ¿me entiendes? Porque a mí me gusta eso. Y como experiencia y ya experiencia en mi carrera boxística y experiencia con los sparring ya también que había tenido con estilo, ¿me entiendes? No me sorprendió ni me dio de que como de como le digo, de subestimarme, nada por el estilo, sino lo que yo entendí fue que él se sentía muy confiado, ¿me entiendes? E incluso él dijo que me iba a noquear, pero él vio que las cosas le salieron diferentes, fue fácil.
Okay. He said that he actually liked when he got that response from Chris Colbert, because Chris Colbert even said he was going to knock him out. And I wanted to show him that I was a better fighter in the ring. Ok, cuando ustedes se ponieron a cara, fue muy intenso y yo sentí como que si había alguien que iba a ganar la cara a cara, fue usted. Quería saber por qué fue tan intenso la cara a cara. When you guys faced off, you guys had a really intense face off. Why was the face off so intense? And if somebody won that face off, I felt like you won it.
Bueno, mira, si tú te fijas, cuando nos dieron la oportunidad fueron con 3 semanas, con anticipación, y nosotros hicimos un gran trabajo, nos enfocamos, y de verdad yo estaba bastante serio, ¿me entiendes? Con mi trabajo. Eh,
Okay. Okay. He said that the reason he was so serious during the face.
para
Oh,
poderlo enfrentar, porque como ya eh, él y ¿me entiendes?
he said that what the reason he was so serious was because he had took the fight on 3 weeks notice and was really focused those 3 weeks, so that's why he was so intense during the face off and during the press conference, because he was taking this real serious. Te sorprendió como tú lo dominaste a él en la pelea, porque yo le di solo un round en 12 asaltos, yo nada más le di un asalto. Te sorprendió. You dominated that fight. I gave you 11 rounds. I only gave him 1 round. Were you surprised of how easy it was and how much you dominated? Oh man, I don't think he hears me.
Bueno, como te había dicho anteriormente, yo estaba muy centrado en mi combate, en mi pelea. Cuando estuvimos al frente, al cara a cara, él quiso como subestimarme, ¿me entiendes? Como meterme presión y eso. Y, y yo no me dejó tomar presión de mi rival. Yo no conozco eso. Y él pensó un jamón. En el primer round él fue con mucha seguridad, ¿me entiendes? Y yo de una vez le puse una raya y le dije, ven, aquí vamos a ver quién es el más hombre, quién es el más macho de los dos. Y empecé a darle su cantazo y su cantazo, entonces él fue robando, fue probando. Y bueno, no pudo hacer lo que él quería, ¿me entiendes? No se le dio.
All right. So I felt the energy from Chris Colbert that he was trying to put pressure on me in the face off. He was trying to make me feel the pressure of being on the big stage. But I'm not the type of fighter who lets another fighter get into my head. So come the first round, I drew a line in the sand and I wanted to show him that he can't cross this line and that we're gonna figure out who's more man in this fight. Uh, tú le perdiste un chin de respeto a él porque ya después que tú le estabas dando la paliza, él se puso a correr. Did you lose some bit of respect for him? Because after it was clear that you were dominating the fight, he ended up running. Did you lose some respect for him? Uh, ¿Escuchaste la pregunta? Oh man. Hold on one
Bueno,
second.
yo nunca le tuve respeto. Sí, sí. Yo nunca le tuve respeto a él. Yo lo respeto bajo del ring, ¿me entiendes? Fuera. Pero en el ring, ahí no hay respeto. Ahí no el nombre, es el hombre, ¿me entiendes? Y eso es lo que me gusta. A mí me gusta desde el principio hasta el fin.
Okay. I I I never had respect for him. I may have respect for him outside the ring as a man, but in the ring, I don't respect none of my opponents. In the ring is not your name; it's how you fight. It's the man. So I never had respect for him once we got in the ring. Um, Después de la pelea, yo vi que tú le estabas dando mucho amor a Ismail Salas. ¿Qué significa para ti tu carrera? After the fight, you gave a lot of love in your post-fight interview to Ismail Salas, and you kept bringing up his name. What does he mean to you? Mhm. Uh, I don't know. I guess it's on a delay. Oh man. Uh, ¿Tú me escuchas? Man, this thing is my bad, guys. I'm
¿Me
trying to.
escucha?
Okay. ¿Escuchaste la pregunta?
Sí, ¿me escucha ahora?
Sí, te escucho, pero, ¿sabes? Como más o menos.
Sí, sí. Bueno, para mí, Ismael Sala significa mucho porque él aceptó la pelea. Porque ya, ok. Pues decía que Ismael Sala para mí significa mucho, la cual fue el mentor de la pelea. Él fue que aceptó la pelea, porque él confió en mí. Y él sabía que
Okay.
nosotros tenemos y, y durante las 2 semanas él se enfocó en mí, en la parte técnica, en el gimnasio para hacer los ajustes para la pelea contra Colbert.
Okay. Ismail Salas means a lot to me because of him is why I took the fight. He was very confident that I was going to win the fight, and he was the one who told me to accept the fight. And then he told me very confident that I would beat Colbert. Okay. Okay. Ahora la próxima pelea para usted parece que va a ser contra Roger Gutiérrez. Eh, ¿Qué él hace bueno que tú te tienes que preparar para eso?
Sí. Bueno, como siempre he dicho, yo depende como el peleador venga.
Okay.
Yo
Okay. He said that I asked
no
him
escucho nada.
what does
Wow.
Roger Gutierrez do good because that's going to be his next fight. He says it's not necessarily what he does good. Because he always goes into a fight to see what the other fight is going to do and adjusts in the ring. Oh, okay. Usted está viendo mucho video ahora estudiando Roger Gutiérrez, el ritmo de él y qué es lo que le gusta hacer, qué no le gusta que le hagan. Ahora que tú estás con esa pelea ya como más o menos setía para el próximo, para pronto.
Bueno, como podemos citar lo siguiente, yo ya he estado viendo peleas de él, pero sabe que a veces no es como uno lo ve, a veces vienen diferentes y yo peleo según ven que yo.
Okay. It was a bit choppy, so guys, bear with me. I asked him, has he been watching a lot of tape of Roger Gutierrez to get his rhythm? And he says that he has seen him fight before and that sometimes fighters the way they fight one fight is different than others and then he just kind of broke up so I really couldn't make out what he was saying. uh ¿Tú escuchaste que el AMB va a poner a mandatorio a alguien de la ciudad de usted, a Alberto Puello, para mandatorio para la faja en la 140? I don't know what's going on, guys.
Sí, de hecho, hoy fue que vi, de hecho, hoy fue que vi la publicación que la hicieron, ¿me entiendes? Pero aún no está más información.
Okay. He said that I asked him, did he hear about Alberto Puello, his fellow Dominican, who's now the mandatory for Josh Taylor's WBA bout? And he said that he actually just saw the news about it today, and that he's happy for Alberto. Okay. Eh, ¿Cómo ha cambiado el sistema de amateo dominicano? Porque yo encuentro que los boxeadores ahora dominicanos son mucho mejores de lo que de la era previa. ¿Ha cambiado algo en cómo están enseñando el boxeo allá en Santo Domingo?
Bueno, o sea, aquí hay buena escuela dirigida por los profesores como Armando Hernández, cubano.
Okay. He said that I asked him, has the Dominican amateur system changed? Because it seems like we're getting a lot better boxers coming out. And he said that there's a Cuban trainer out there actually who has a school and is teaching now Dominican fighters how to fight, which to me I find very interesting because Cuban fighters are known for producing. Cubans are known for being good fighters, and if we could have a Cuban trainer train Dominicans, that would excite me a lot. Uh, ok, última pregunta. Como que yo veo mucha inversión ahora en el boxeo dominicano. ¿Tú te has dado cuenta de eso? Últimamente.
Bueno, sí, se está manejando, en esa parte se está manejando lo que es invertir en los boxeadores, porque ya, como puede ver, hay nivel, hay calidad, ¿me entiendes? Y nosotros los boxeadores dominicanos tenemos mucho talento, la cual no cuesta nada hacer inversiones para un mayor beneficio.
Okay, I asked him, there's been a lot of investment lately in Dominican boxing. What does he attribute that to? And he said that there's a lot of talent in the Dominican Republic and that a lot of people have been investing in Dominican boxing just because it's worth now, and fighters are now better. Okay, dije que esa era la última pregunta, pero no va a ser la última pregunta. Esta es la última pregunta. ¿Cómo tú tienes ese apodo, el androide? ¿De dónde sale eso? Ah,
Ese apodo sale, ese apodo de la selección nacional cuando estaba en la élite que representaba al país. Yo era un muchacho muy aguerrido, muy fajador y a la vez muy inteligente.
ok. ¿Y quién te dio el apodo?
Bueno, los muchachos, el equipo en la selección.
He said that when he was on the Dominican national team representing his country,
Como Elvis, Elvis, Elvis Severino Rodríguez, él, Neviel Guillén,
okay.
esa la gente que del equipo lo pusieron el apodo ese.
All right. He said that when he was on the Dominican national, so I asked him how did he get his nickname, the Android. He said when he was representing the Dominican Republic on the national team, that he was a very smart fighter, but at the same time, sometimes would get into brawls, and that's one way they would describe him, kind of like a beast, like an android, like oh he's a beast. And guys like Elvis Rodriguez gave him that nickname. Another guy named Alex Guillen, guys who are on the national team with him. Ok, Héctor, muchas gracias por tu tiempo. Tú sabes que tú estás aquí en casa, cualquier cosa que tú quieras promover, y tú nada más me tienes que mandar un mensaje y tú puedes estar en mi show cualquier tiempo que tú quieras. Y quiero tenerte otra vez antes de tu pelea con Roger Gutiérrez, quizás cuando usted está allá en La Vega. Me encantaría hacerle la entrevista otra vez. Ojalá tú disfrutaste de la energía mía.
Muchas gracias, Joel, hermano. De aquí, dominicano, sabe que es un honor agradecer. Muchísimas gracias.
Ok, muchas gracias, Héctor. Hasta la próxima.
Ok, bye. Buen día.
Buen día. All right, guys. I'm so sorry. The interview was not as good as I wanted it to be. Obviously, his internet connection was really bad, but I got the gist of everything I wanted to hear from him. He spoke on how he was so him being a small fighter, moving up in weight and taking on a fight on short notice is a bit overblown as far as his weight class. I'm not talking about the short notice part. Is a bit overblown because he was at 126 for 5 years. Claims that he was already moving up, but taking a fight on 3 weeks' notice is very impressive, considering Chris Colbert was an undefeated fighter. I was gonna say overhyped, but I'm not gonna say that. He was a hyped up prospect, somebody who in the New York area was really, really, really highly rated in here in New York City. I'll say that. I'm from New York, and he was highly regarded. They even made a documentary on him on Netflix. So I did get that answered for me. What other questions I had? I liked it because if you guys rewatch the press conference, his face, Hector Luis Garcia's face, was very serious. Like he was ready to go. Like I felt like his Chris Colbert was to like push him. Like, you know how like they try to do that in press conference? Like he would have got smacked. Like that's the type of energy he gave off. And that's why I asked him, like, yo, why was the face off so intense? Because it didn't seem like that personal. Yeah, Chris Colbert was talking shit, but he wasn't like, he ain't talking about his mother. He's just like, oh, I'm gonna juggle you. Oh, I'm gonna outbox you. I'm gonna do this. But like the face off was real intense. And at one point, somebody was trying to pull Hector Garcia away from him, and he just wasn't pulling off. He wanted to keep locking eyes. And he told me he was intense because he really worked hard those 3 last weeks to get that fight. So that let me know he went through some pain to get ready. He went through and got super in shape, because at no point he went all 12 rounds. At no point did I see him get tired. So I can tell he was ready. And I wish it wasn't so choppy, because I wanted to get that mentality out of him. I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. But, I had to get what I can get with the internet being so choppy. But I did like that. I like how that lets me know he got dog in him, by the way. The fact that, he got so angry to the point where, it showed it. Like, I'm telling you, man, rewatch the face off. Find it on YouTube. You should be able to find it. I wish I could screen share, but I don't want to get taken down. I don't own that footage. But yeah, came on strong. And then he showed it in the ring too, dropped him and everything. And he was fighting aggressive. He wasn't dancing. He wasn't doing all that shit. He came out there and pretty much imposed his will on Colbert to the point where Colbert didn't want to fight no more and just resulted to running. So I like that. I like that. Also, what I also liked about the interview is that he spoke on how deep a relationship he has with Ismail Salas, and how Ismail Salas means a lot to him because he has so much confidence in his work. And that's why once Ismail Salas heard that the offer for Chris Colbert was available, he said, close your eyes. And by the way, I got this from another interview, not my interview. He said that Ismail Salas told him, close your eyes and sign the contract. You don't got to worry about it. You beat that guy. Take the fight. That's a big opportunity. And if you beat him, you're going straight to a world title shot. And because of Ismail Salas's, advice, now he's getting a title shot. He's getting a title shot, even if he loses. And I'm predicting he's gonna win. I'm predicting he beats Roger Gutierrez. I've said it right here. Clip it, post it on your Instagram. Do whatever you gotta do. I'm picking Hector Luis Garcia to beat Roger Gutierrez. You know what I'm saying? And he got that opportunity because he had a good trainer who had foresight. And I like the fact that he was training with a Cuban trainer in the Dominican Republic. He's saying that in the Dominican national team, they have Cuban trainers now. He comes to America and now he trains with another Cuban. So, and it's not like he has that cute, pretty, Cuban style. You saw that that fight with Colbert. He wasn't doing all that dancing Cuban style, that boring shit. He came out there and put it on him and even dropped Colbert. You know what I'm saying? So I like that about him. What else did I get out of him? I also like the fact that he says that he doesn't necessarily look for what a fighter does, that he adjusts is in the ring. That kind of reminds me a little bit of in terms of mentality, not skill wise. So calm down, guys. That reminds me a little bit of what Crawford does. That's what Canelo does. Even Mayweather. What they do is first few rounds, they try to figure somebody out, and then they adjust and try to win. And that's pretty much how he made it seem like that's his process of when he goes to fight. So I like that about him. Also, I like that he said that he has a relationship with Elvis Rodriguez. That's cool. I would love to interview Elvis next. Hopefully he has better internet connection, but I'm really excited as to what he can bring to the 130 division, especially him being a Dominican. If he gets this title right at 130, right, and then Alberto Puello gets the title at the WBA, let's say Josh Taylor moves up and he fights for a vacant, we'll have two Dominican champions at the same time, one at 140, one at 130. That would be huge for us. That would be huge for us. So I'm excited for his future. Again, I'm going to hit him up again once I see on his Instagram that he's in Las Vegas. I can't do that whole bad connection shit. I was super excited when I woke up this morning. I'm like, man, I'm going to get this interview. And to be honest, I'm still happy that I got the interview. Shout out to my man Hector Luis Garcia for coming on the show and giving me his time. And he didn't have to do that. He could have just been like, like, you're a nobody. I'm not going to give it. But he came on my show. He gave me the time of day. And shout out to y'all for staying through that choppy internet. I wish it would have been a little bit more smoother. But hey, I'll take what I can get at this point. I got Michael Fox yesterday. Today, I'm giving you Hector Luis Garcia. Man, you guys are getting top quality content on here. Hopefully, when next time Hector Luis Garcia is on here, is either when he's preparing to fight for the Roger Gutierrez fight, or it's it's when he already is a champion. But again, hopefully it's when he's in Vegas already and he has better connection, because that was hard to get through, because there's still a few questions I wanted to ask, but again, the connection was so bad, it was hard for me to get by. But yeah, man, shout out to Hector Luis Garcia. I was a fan before he gave me the interview. I'm a fan even more now that he he gave me an interview. So shout out to him. Yo, y'all seen this bullshit? Hold on. I haven't even read the article because this just got published. Did y'all see this bullshit? Vladimir Klitschko says Bivol should not be allowed to fight Canelo. Come on, man. What the fuck does Bivol have to do with what's in Russia? He's not a Russian. He's not a Putin's nephew or some shit. Come on, man. Let's see his quote. So he was asked, should Bivol be allowed to fight? He said, absolutely not. Klitschko told BBC 5 Live Radio, every sanction, and it's nothing against the personalities or athletes. It's about politics of Russia. Every Russian representative in this case needs to be sanctioned, because this way we show to Russia that the world is against his senseless war and there is no good in this war. Wow. Bivol himself has come out and expressed his desire for peace between the countries, saying none of us are enjoying what is happening. that's very interesting. I'm very against all these sanctions against all these sanctions against Russian boxes. The Russian boxes have nothing to do with them, so I really don't understand that. But hey, that's Klitschko. Klitschko's, and maybe he's looking at it from a biased perspective, since he's really out there, with guns, and he's really ready to go to war. He enlisted in the army, so maybe that's what. I don't know. But I have, my opinion is, if you're not living in Russia and you're not showing support of Russia, why should you be punished? on a professional sense. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to say the amateurs, you want to do something to the amateurs and the Olympics and this, because those guys aren't getting paid, but you stopping a dude from getting money, you stopping a dude from feeding his family, that's wrong, especially when he hasn't said anything pro Putin, pro invasion. You know what I'm saying? Bivol parents are Korean and something else. I forgot he was just born in Russia. I'm sure Bivol don't care what people think. Yeah, I mean, hey, I don't know. I don't know what's the situation. Joel, what is his name and his record? I came on late. All right, there you go. His name is Hector Luis Garcia. He's 15-0. There you go. Yeah, from my family's home country, Dominican Republic. Shout out to DR, man. I'm a Dominican, very proud of it too. As y'all know. But yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, man, for anybody who wants to call in. You know, I'm not gonna be on too much longer, but shout out to Yahoo who got the exclusive interview. Yes, it was a bit choppy, but let's be honest, it was you guys did get content that you wasn't getting nowhere else. There was some questions that y'all wanted that answered from Hector Luis Garcia that y'all got from me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just starting off. And I'm not getting the big names yet. But the key word is yet. And trust me, I'm gonna get those big names. By the way, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. So if y'all want to call in just to show me love, just to say thank you, just to say that was a dope interview, just to say, yo, that Michael Fox interview was dope, call in and do that, man. Shout out to y'all, man. I fuck with y'all heavy, man. I know this boxing shit, maybe it's not that important to y'all. This shit means a lot to me. Oh, man. Thank you. You always, you're an underdog of YouTube. Shout out to Real American Fan, man. I wish your fucking phone would work, man. Every time you call in, the shit don't work. Shout out to you, man. That means a lot to me, man. Yeah, I am the underdog. I am the one with a little bit of subscribers. That don't mean that shit's gonna stay like that. I'm gonna keep fucking hustling till my shit get up, man. You're ready. Oh, Ari, I see you. Hold on. Let me get to a couple questions. Yo, Elvis fighting on March 26th. Saw him post on a story with the date. I'm assuming he's going to fight. I saw that too. And March 26th, Michelle Rivera fights. So, hold on. I'm talking all this Dominican shit. Let me add my Dominican brother. Hello, Mio. What up,
what's good, man?
brother?
What's happening?
What's up, man? We got Hector Luis Garcia's cousin right here. Ari. What's going on, my man?
What's happening, man? I'm chilling, man. Just waiting to get a haircut over here.
You heard that Elvis Rodriguez, speaking of that, I need a haircut too. You heard that Elvis Rodriguez is going to fight March 26th. I saw him post it out on his YouTube, on his Instagram page. So did Michael Blunt. You saw that? Do you know against?
I didn't see that. I don't have Instagram. I only have Twitter. But that's great news because that means we're gonna have. It's gonna be Tim Tszyu versus Garcia. Then we'll have Michelle Rivera versus Joseph Adorno. And I guess Elvis Rodriguez, I don't know who's he fighting.
I don't know. I saw the same thing. Michael Blunt, shout out to little bro in the chat. I saw the same thing, and but he didn't give an opponent. Let me check out if BoxRec has announced anything. I should text Jake. Let me text Jake.
Yeah, I mean that should be. I mean, yeah, that'll be great because I know that the fight that was underneath the other fight was supposed to be the Cuban kid Joel Luis Gomez versus Cota. So I know that got moved. So it makes sense if they put Rodriguez on there.
Yeah, I'm texting Jake right now because I need to know, man. I really, really need to know. And my loyal subscribers deserve to be up to date with all boxing, especially Dominican boxing, man. This is gonna be the channel for the Dominicans, man. Any Dominican boxer coming up who I see talent in, because if you a bum, you can't come on my show. Hector Luis Garcia is definitely not a bum. Had to have him on. Michael Fox had him on yesterday. He just got robbed against Maestre, so he was on. I'm not having no bum Dominican fighters. Them two dudes. Well, you know, I actually like Starling Castillo, so I'm gonna exclude him. But
Castillo. Here's the thing. The other dude here, the other kid, the first fight, yeah. I think he's talented. What happened with him was he ran out of gas, and the kid that he fought just didn't lay down. That kid came to fight. I feel like the Dominican kid was winning the first 3 rounds, right? Maybe, yeah, he won maybe like the first 3 rounds. But the other kid didn't lay down, and he just kept on fighting, and he came through. and I think he has talent. He has talent, he has power, but he just ran out of gas.
Yeah,
And if you don't,
and he also looked very athletic. But one thing and this is an exclusive, a Broadway Joel exclusive. I know people. Let me just say that know that camp. That's all I'll say. That know that camp. I'm not because I don't want to give up too much of my sources and shit. I don't want to ruin relationships. And they say that dude be smoking hookah, be in the clubs, be chilling. And us Dominicans, that's always a problem for us. And
who does he train with? Because it kind of went over my head.
He trains somebody in PA, in like Reading, Pennsylvania, or some shit like that.
Okay.
I don't know who's his trainer, but from what I heard, he likes to go out. He likes to party, and that's the Dominican thing. We love to party, we love to drink, we love to smoke hookah, we love to do this, but that's not good for boxing, and that's what I heard about him. And I'm not gonna say names, so don't ask who, but I heard that he's in grave danger of getting released by Samson Lukowicz. That he was told another performance like that, you're done. So he needs to get his act together. But you're right. I did like his athleticism. He did seem fast. He just ran out of gas. And in boxing, that's honestly, to me, that's probably the most important thing. Once you get your cardio well, then you can focus on defense and this and that, because you can't do shit if you're tired. You can't punch.
Yeah, if your cardio is shit, then you're done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like this is something that, like, if you take, for example, Carlos Adames, when he was he was out with Robert Garcia, he was, top rank, put him over there. He was doing all right. And the fight that he lost versus Patrick Teixeira, he ran out of gas, because I feel like he was winning that fight. If it wasn't a Golden Boy card in California, they probably would have stopped it. Because if you saw that fight, was it Teixeira's eye was fucking out to here?
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Yo, that eye, man, that eye was bad.
It was bad. It was bad. And he was getting hit with everything. He was tough. He hung in there. He didn't fold. But any other, if that would have been, if the tables were turned, right? If the tables were turned, if it would have been a top rank, and Carlos Adames was a top ranked fighter, they would have stopped that fight. But they didn't. Whatever, it is what it is. He lost. He got dropped. I still think it was a close fight. But then he went over to Ismail Salas. He's training with Ismail Salas now. So we saw he got better. He looked much better versus Derevchenko, and he still got a little tired at the end. But I think he's gonna, that's gonna get better with time.
Yeah, and you know what? I like that he's training with Ismail Salas, and we already saw what Ismail Salas did with our fellow Dominican brother Hector Luis Garcia. And also, I don't know if you realize in that Derevchenko fight, he looked big. He looked like Derevchenko looked small next to him. His shoulders, and I think honestly, the weight cut might have giving him problems, because if you remember, at 147, he kept missing weight, and his fights would get delayed, and this, and it was because
he's a big boy. He's a big boy. So
they moved him up to 154. They moved him up to 154. And after that they moved him up quick to 160. And I think at 160, he's a little bit more comfortable. And again, working with Ismail Salas, I know he's gonna get in shape. I know he's gonna work out more. And I know he's going to develop more skills. I felt like early in the Derevchenko fight, you had a little bit of that Cuban style. Not too much, but he was moving his head. He was using good footwork. He was using defense. He started to fade towards the end, as you mentioned. But I do feel that the fact that he's moved up from to this weight class and he looks big and strong is a good sign for us. I just needed to work on his cardio a little bit more, because, again, he beat Derevchenko, who's not a world beater, but is definitely not a bum, not somebody to dismiss. So I like that.
I think Adames has the talent to give some guys problems. He could switch from orthodox to southpaw. He gives different looks, which I think that's what Derevchenko even said after the interview. Yeah, like him switching to southpaw really gave me trouble. He really couldn't adjust. So I think that was really good. I think a solution might be maybe Samson Lukowicz gets this kid to train with Ismail Salas as well, because, like I said, he has talent. I can't even remember the kid's name, but he has talent. He just, like I said, he ran out of gas. And yeah, but you know what? At least he didn't fold. He fought the 8-rounder, and it is what it is. But they matched him tough. He wanted to be matched tough. So, hopefully he's a learning experience.
We good, man. Honestly, Dominican boxing's in a good space. Elvis Rodriguez, he took one loss to Kenneth Sims, but again, Kenneth Sims is a good fighter. And
that's what I'm saying. He was also matched tough. He was matched tough versus that fight. So
exactly,
which he needed. But hey,
he came back. Hold on. He came back, beat an undefeated fighter, and then also at 130 we got Hector Luis Garcia, who's in line for a title shot. We got Beto Pollo, who's in the mandatory position for
140 for Taylor.
140. And then we got 160. We got Carlos Adames, who's in line for a title shot. I believe he's ranked number 2 in the WBC.
He's the WBC number 2, and then we also have the kid Hector Nunez. I'm sorry,
Hector Nunez? No. It was yeah. I don't. It's not. I think it's
last name is Nunez. No, last name is Nunez for sure.
No. I think it's like Ricardo Nunez. I could be wrong. Let me. I'll find out right now.
He was fighting. So he was fighting at 126. Then for that one fight, they moved him up to 130. But he was saying like, "Oh, I could even make 122." So he's a kid that has talent.
Luis Reynaldo Nunez.
Yeah, Luis Reynaldo Nunez. So he said he could fight at 126 or 122. But hey, 126 is good,
Yo, his last fight. Listen to this. His last fight against Carlos Arrieta, the Puerto Rican, was at 130.
Yeah.
So, and then two fights before that, he weighed in at 123. So yeah, he can fight at 122. And if
he said he could make 122.
And to be honest, 122 is a hot division. If I'm him, I move back down to 122 and some way, somehow try to fight MJ Akhmadaliev for those 2 belts, and then go try to set myself up for an undisputed fight against Stephen Fulton. And that's a big fight because Stephen Fulton's from Philly. If the fight's in New York, Philly people, they'll drive to New York. And if the fight's in New York, Dominicans will go and support. I know you'll be at the fight. I'll definitely be at the fight.
They could even put that motherfucker in Atlantic City, and both people would travel halfway.
Yeah, I would. I'll travel. We'll travel. With me and you, I'll pick you up.
I'm down.
I'm down, bro. I'm down. I'm down for sure, man. I'm excited where Dominican boxing is going. Matter of fact, today we only talking Dominican boxing. That's it. If we talking Josh Taylor, it's about how he's gonna fight Puello. If we talking Tyson Fury, we gotta talk about is he fighting George Arias? If he I think Taylor moves up. I think he moves up to 147. But why? He's gonna move up to 147 and fight who?
There's nobody. Top rank don't got nobody for him.
I know, and even if he wants to invoke that WBO super whatever, where he's the mandatory for Crawford, the WBO came out with a statement saying that Terence Crawford doesn't have to fight a mandatory for 18 months.
Yeah, so, he has plenty of time. So
yeah, so if I'm Josh Taylor, I don't think he was weight drained. Stay at 140 and take care of that mandatory against my Dominican brother. That's it.
Listen, I'm all for it.
Especially, I like the fact that he's coming off a bad performance. Maybe that's a telling sign that maybe he wasn't as good as we thought, or maybe he's starting to fade a little bit. The wars are starting to catch up to him, and maybe our guy Alberto Pollo could pull off the upset. But to be honest, even if he does stay at 140, I don't see Top Rank allowing him to fight a Dominican PBC fighter who's not a draw. I just don't see it, especially coming off a bad performance. I see Top Rank having him fight his WBC mandatory in Jose Cepeda, and then
that's probably a fight that Top Rank will push for because that's their fighter as well.
Cepeda's that's what I'm saying. I don't think Top Rank is gonna allow him to fight Alberto Puello, Dominican, who's not signed to him. Now he could tell the WBA, hey, we're taking care of WBC mandatory. And it just so happens that Cepeda is also promoted by Top Rank, and we don't have to negotiate with another promoter or pay another promoter or whatever. there's no threat of it going to purse bid because we have a contract with each fighter and we know which purse, like what our contract says. When you're fighting for a title, this is your amount, and when you're already the champion, this is your amount. So it makes it a lot easier for Top Rank. So as a business decision, I don't see that fight happening, but I do see Puello potentially getting a vacant shot if Taylor moves up. And honestly, the guys who we would be fighting for the vacant, those guys ain't shit. Oh, those guys. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Who if Taylor doesn't moves up and weight. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, what are the ranks?
You will either have to fight Ismail Barroso. This guy, I've never heard of him. I checked his record. This guy is old. He's from Venezuela. He has like 2-3 losses already. And then if he passes up on it, because he's ranked number 2, it will be O'Hara Davis from the UK, who also has a few losses. So I like our chances of Puello getting a title, especially if he's actually somebody decent.
That'll be good. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Nah, man.
I don't trust the WBA. I don't trust the WBA.
What did you get out of the interview with Hector Luis Garcia? I know it was kind of choppy.
Yeah, no, I liked it. The only thing that and like I said, this is just like, I'm just, in my opinion, this is just a recommendation. I will say just next time, just do it in Spanish all the way, and then go back and maybe do subtitles later.
That's mad work, bro. I got a kid on the way. That's too much work. I saw you writing that, but I was like, that would be too much work for me. And also, you guys are on here live. You speak Spanish.
No, yeah.
You, it ain't nothing. But I got other people who don't speak Spanish and they want to be a part of the conversation. They want to understand. So that's why I did it that way. Oh, we got another Dominican.
I just thought the flow will be, but it was a good interview.
I know what you're saying. Honestly, the flow would have been good had his internet.
It was just the internet connection was.
Had he had your kind of internet, we would have been good. We would have been flowing, boom, 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 boom. And but unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. But again, I still feel like I got a lot of good information out of him. Again, what did you get out of it as far as the information I got out of him? You make
I thought it was great. No, I thought it was great. I think his mentality is set. I think he's a fighter that can give people problem at 130. He looks strong. He, like I said, in my opinion, he walked this dude down. He walked Chris Colbert down. He boxed beautifully. He obviously does have power in both hands, and he's a good counter puncher. We saw that when he dropped Colbert. It was almost like a pull counter. It was like he boom. But I got his mentality. I like his mentality. I like his the way he's focused. His dedication. He knows. I mean, listen, he got this opportunity, and I like the fact that he's where Ismail Salas. We seen how the kind of work he does with his fighters. So that's good. And I think that information, I want to find out what was the name that he said that there's a Cuban trainer in DR. Was it what was the name?
He did say
Hernandez. Was it Hernandez? Something Hernandez?
I don't remember. It was kind of choppy, which is why I didn't. But I'm gonna go back to it.
I thought it was something Hernandez. It was something Hernandez. So I'm gonna look that up. But I think that's great. If we have Cuban trainers in DR that are working with the national team and with the amateurs, I think that also explains why these guys are coming up and it explains why Samsung is really investing in Dominican fighters.
No, and I know, I don't know if you do, but I know the people in the chat, a lot of them may not be hip to international boxing as far as in the amateurs, but we've been meddling in those Pan American games. It's really like Cuba and DR, like that. Those are the two that are meddling. Like we have a lot of silvers, a lot of bronze. I think we even have a couple gold. And we've been medaling these Pan American games, which we never used to. And even in the Olympics, we didn't medal. We didn't have anybody go far. Well, medal, but we had one fighter, one middleweight who fought Alexander Kiesniak, who ended up winning a silver medal. And they went to war. And Kiesniak was the number 1 ranked middleweight at the time. He ended up getting silver. He ended up getting knocked out in the gold medal match. But point is, they went to war, and had he not have to fight the number 1 ranked guy, maybe he would have had a potential to medal himself. I really like the talent that's coming out of Dominican Republic. Obviously, there's still work to be done. We didn't medal in this past Olympics, but again, not everything happens overnight. And again, I'm excited that we have Cuban trainers training in DR, and then when they're going to America, we got Hector Luis Garcia and Carlos Adames working with another Cuban here in America, and Ismail Salas. I love it a lot, to be honest.
I think we also isn't the guy that trains Michelle Rivera. He's Cuban as well, right? I can't remember his name. The guy out of Miami.
I'm not sure who trains Michelle Rivera.
It's I thought it's the same guy.
Let me see.
Yeah, I think he's a Cuban guy. I can't remember his name, but he trains out of Miami. Is the same guy that was training Jason Rosario.
Oh, all right. Is it the same trainer as Luis Ortiz?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, he is Cuban.
Yeah, he is Cuban. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a lot of Cuban Dominican connection. I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? Those little islands, as much as we want to say like, oh, I'm Dominican, I'm Cuban, I'm Puerto Rican, we have very similar, genes. We're pretty much almost the same. So I like that connection, Cuban, Dominican, maybe, I'm loving it. And I'm excited. And hopefully we can get 2, 3, 4, 5 world champions. There's a lot of belts in this. We living in a 4-belt era. We should have 5 champions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's too many fucking belts.
Yeah, I said there's too many belts, but yeah, I agree.
No, what I'm saying is, if we're playing the belt game, fuck it. Like, I don't like that there's too many belts, but fuck it. If that's what we got and it's only 4 belts, we should have 4 or 5 champions. There's no reasons why.
But I think that's going to happen within the next few years. I think, like I said, within the next few years, it's like you said, it's not something that's going to happen overnight, but within the next few years, I think it'll happen.
Yo,
Dominicans, man, we got to start supporting our fighters, man. We got to start going to their fights. We got to start buying tickets and supporting them, because that's the only way that the networks are going to fucking really invest in Dominican boxing.
But you know me, I go to fights. I'm going to the Berlanga fight. That's not a big fight. I'm going. You telling me Hector Luis Garcia versus Roger Gutierrez with Michelle Rivera or Elvis Rodriguez on the undercard? You think I'm not going to go to that? Damn well. And I'm going to make sure everybody who's a Dominican boxing fan, I'm going to make sure they go too. And because you're right. You're 100% right. Us Dominicans, we got to support our fighters because we don't. And that's just a fact. We don't. When we got a fighter who's winning belts and shit like that, we don't support him. And it hasn't been that many, but the few that has been made it through the cracks, we don't support him. And I'm gonna try to change that trend. If that trend changes, it's gonna be because of me. It's gonna be because of what I do here on the internet, how I give these dudes interviews, how I contact them, how I talk about them all the time. Because a lot of times these channels, they're focused on Josh Taylor, Tyson Fury, Canelo.
Well, everybody
Crawford,
everybody supports their people in terms of like, you have the Mexican YouTube channel supporting the Mexican fighters. You have, certain channels that support certain people. So it is what it is. But yeah, we have to definitely show support.
No. What I'm saying is. Honestly, a lot of those channels, they try to focus on the big fighters, which is cool. It's cool. And honestly, I'm all right with that. But at some point, aquí en el bajo mundo tenemos que representar la fucking patria. ¿Tú me entiendes?
Yeah.
¿Tú me entiendes? Tenemos que representar DR. That's why I got my flag up. Once I saw I was interviewing him, I was like, I'm putting my flag up. Once he won, I put my flag up because I'm trying to create awareness to my Dominican people. We need to support our fighters. And that's why anytime I talk to KB, Kenneth Bouhare, the guy who runs PBC Boxing, the boxing podcast, I let him know, yo, put that card on. And that's why I added him on YouTube, and I told him that's the fight we need. And you did as well. We need these fights. We're excited. And I'm going to be promoting this shit. I'm going to be promoting to my Dominican fighters. Anytime somebody's worthy of promoting, and Hector Luis Garcia is somebody worthy of promoting, I'm gonna do it. You ain't seen me jump out the window when Jason Rosario won, because I ain't think he was somebody. I just thought he could punch, and I wasn't that big on Julian Williams. But when these Dominican fighters, when I see that they have potential, they coming on my show. And I'm gonna give them as much exposure as I can. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good. No, you know me. I'll definitely support. I'll be here supporting.
Yeah, man. And
I'm
then
gonna
anytime
jump
they
out.
fight in New York, we're gonna be pulling up.
Well, New York is open again, so hopefully we'll get some fights here, man. They lifted the restrictions, so hopefully we'll get some fights at the Garden, Barclays, anywhere in New
United
York City.
Palace.
Yeah, hopefully, man.
Yo, bro, I will fucking stand in front of the United Palace with a DR flag, making people fucking buy tickets. Making people buy tickets if they put a fight there. Like that spot is right in the heart of where all the Dominicans at. Even the Dominicans from the Bronx, is the bridge is right there, so that's easy.
Yeah, everybody will freaking come by. I think, and it's only 3,500 seats, which I don't know if for these big companies that's big enough, in terms of like for them to get a return.
Yeah. Yes.
No, but they have to hike up the prices. You get what I'm saying,
bro? With 3,500, even if, and let's just say you sell every ticket for just $100, that's 350,000 right there, and then that's not including the sponsors and the TV rights that you sell. There's money to be made because these Dominican fighters, they're not so high where you're paying them millions of dollars. And again, that's only charging $100 per ticket. Now imagine if the average ticket costs $200, $250, because there's some that are expensive, and there's some that are cheap, like the ringside maybe $400, then like nosebleeds maybe $50. There's gonna be a range, but let's say the average is $250. Let's do the math right now. If the average ticket is $250, which isn't unreasonable, especially in these times with inflation. Hold on, 250 times 3,500. That's $875,000. You get what I'm saying? That's a lot of money.
No,
and then you add on top of that the rights, the sponsors, and all this. And they give me that mic to be an MC. I'll make that fucking shit hot. I'll make that shit a party. I'll get in line with a fucking a club, and afterwards be like, yo, you show your boxing ticket, you get it for free. You skip the line, you get a free bottle. I'll do something with a promoter in one of these clubs because us Dominicans, that's what gets us hyped. That's what we like. We like to party it. So we can make it a fucking thing. Yo, every Saturday we watch a fight and then afterwards we go clubbing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get creative. I want the Dominican boxing community to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be a thing.
No, I'm all for it, man. It's just like I said, we just got to keep supporting.
For sure, man. We definitely and me and you, we're two people who always gonna support our people, man. Always.
I'm gonna jump off because I'm gonna see. I gotta get this haircut.
Yeah, man. You looking kind of scruffy, man.
Man. I haven't shaved for a week, so I gotta freshen up. I usually do this shit myself, but I let it get too long, and now I'm like, fuck it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna go to my barber.
Let the professionals handle it.
Yeah, my cousin's a good barber, so he takes care of it.
No, tato, mi hermano, te veo.
Thank you, man. We'll talk later.
No, we'll talk later. Shout out to Ari, my Dominican brother, always hopping on, always showing love. Anybody else wants to hop on and talk boxing with me, doesn't have to be about Dominicans. Just click that link at the top of the chat. As you guys see, I'm super excited. I interviewed Hector Luis Garcia, guy who just came off an upset loss. I'm really excited. Oh, and by the way, I got a text from Jake Donovan, my insider. Let's see if I can actually share this text. Oh, okay. So he says that he did hear that Elvis Rodriguez is going to fight March 26th, but he's trying to confirm if it's going to be on a telecast as a third fight, which I don't see why it wouldn't if they had Elvis Rodriguez on the undercard of a Canelo fight. So meaning obviously they're trying to invest in him. So, but he's just trying to confirm before he tells me, yes, he is fighting. And then I get excited and he's not on the telecast. And then he was supposed to fight on the Charlo Castaño rematch before it got delayed. And he says they believe it's Juan Jose Velasco, whoever that is. Who's that? Juan Jose Velasco. See, this is why y'all could come to me, man. Come to me, man. And I get you. I got sources. You know what I'm saying? Any questions y'all ask, I could get an answer. Hold on one second. For whatever reason, anytime a guy has a. All right. All right. Juan Jose Velasco, he's 23-2. He's been knocked out twice. He got knocked out by Regis Prograis in the 8th round, and then immediately in his next fight, he got knocked out by Mario Barrios. So this is a good fight. Oh, but he just beat Zachary Ochoa in his last fight. Okay, so this guy's not a bum. Okay, this guy is not like run of the mill. Maybe he has a chin problem, but he's 5'8", 6 with a 69. Let me screen share before y'all like, who the fuck is this guy talking about? Let me screen share for y'all. Yo, but shout out to y'all who's been sticking through the whole live, man. I really appreciate y'all. So this is who most likely Elvis Rodriguez is going to be fighting on the undercard of the well, who's fighting on the march? Is Michelle Rivera fighting somebody, I forget who, and then there's also Tim Tszyu fighting on that card. And then there's Juan Jose Velasco versus Elvis Rodriguez. Most likely, it's looking like it will be part of the telecast. I saw that Jake Donovan said he's not sure, but I don't see how this is off telecast. Is a guy who's 23-2 versus a guy who's what 14-1 or 13-1 or something like that. That there's two good records fighting each other. And Juan Jose Velasco is coming off a win off of Zachary Ochoa. And Zachary Ochoa, he's 21-2. You know what I'm saying? From Brooklyn. Shout out to Zachary Ochoa from my hometown. But yeah, man, anybody want to call in, click that link on the top of the chat, man. Shout out to y'all for coming through. Elvis seems like he has a good relationship with Freddie Roach. Good fit for Elvis. Honestly, I don't know if my man Elvis, if my man Freddie Roach is still healthy enough to be training people. No disrespect to Freddie, I'm a fan. What he did with Manny Pacquiao was absolutely fantastic, and he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But I you know, it just for health reasons. But hey, listen, Elvis Rodriguez has looked good pretty much in every single fight he's had, with the exception of two fights: the Kenneth Sims fight and the fight before the Kenneth Sims fight. Not sure if he kept reading his press clippings and got a little too hype, or was it, anything. But as far as his relationship with Freddie Roach, hey, man, I like that gives him confidence to know that he's training with one of the best of all time. And just you having that confidence in coming into the ring is real good. I like that. But yeah, Tim Tszyu's fighting Terrell Gausha, the former Olympian. Yeah. I remember Terrell Gausha, he scored a really good knockout in the Olympics. He didn't medal in the Olympics, and in the pros, he didn't end up becoming anything. But I remember him scoring like a pretty impressive knockout when he was an Olympian. So if you guys want to check that out, I forget who he knocked out, but I was like, whoa. I believe this is when they still fought with headgear. And I was just like, damn, that guy's going to be special. Well, that guy's going to be good if he's an Olympian and he's knocking people out in the Olympics with headgear. I thought like this potential, but he ended up losing, I believe, in the next fight. And then his pro career never really turned out like as good as, some people predicted. But yeah, man, let's see what's going on in the world of boxing right now. Anything? Oh, Conor Benn is gonna fight Chris Van Heerden. That's for all my UK brothers. Uncle T Boxing, I'm sure he maybe be curious. Muhammad, he'll be on my thing. Max Stage, all my UK guys. Conor Benn will be fighting Chris Van Heerden April 16th in Manchester. So if you guys want to go buy the tickets and go over there for my UK brothers, buy him now. Conor Benn seems to be a popular guy out there. Abel Sanchez wants Golovkin to be aggressive again. He's trying to be something he's not. Yo, bro, why you commenting on a fighter you don't promote anymore? I mean, you don't train anymore. Some bullshit. Let's see. All right, let's see. One thing I do want to talk about. Hold on. Joe Joyce and Anthony Joshua going at it on Twitter. Oh, shit. Really? Oh, I got to go there. Yo, shout out to Michael Blunt. That's why I call him little bro, man. He always showing me love, man. Always putting me. Hold on, I need to see this. I really do. Hold on 1 second. Nah, I don't see that, bro. I don't see that. I just see him retweeting fans. Let me go on Joe Joyce Twitter then. Yo, Michael Blunt, if you could DM me some of those tweets on Twitter, I would greatly appreciate that. But yeah, why? Oh, you know what they doing? They building up a fight. That's probably not even because Joshua's not the type to really go back and forth with somebody on Twitter. I think he's building up a fight because it's looking like my man is no longer gonna fight Usyk due to the war. And then since he's not gonna fight Usyk for the war, he's trying to build up, interest on the internet. Like, oh, they had a back and forth and now they're gonna fight. But man, Joe Joyce got a chin. That's gonna be an interesting fight. So look, this is Anthony Joshua responding to a comment. I would like to see Joe Joyce get that shot at Anthony Joshua, but I cannot see AJ taking it as Joyce has the tools and heart to win it. Anthony Joshua rolls eyes. You really think I wouldn't fight Joe Joyce? And then Joe Joyce responds by saying, "Let's go, my youth. Let's do it in Nigeria." My man is about that life. Shout out to Joe Joyce, letting him know I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. We could do it in your home country, your parents' home country, or we could do it in the UK because he put both flags. If you guys, so he put the UK and the Nigerian flag. So shout out to Joe Joyce if he steps up. Considering Usyk is in the Ukraine, defending his country. Shout out to Usyk, and since we can't get that fight, that's probably may be the next best fight available right now. To be honest, let's look at the rankings. Because I can't picture, like, Joe Joyce is a pretty high ranked heavyweight. He's definitely top 5, right? I would assume. Oh, hold on. He's actually not top 5, but hey, still in the top 10, so he's not fighting a bum. All right, so these are the rankings. Shout out to the Boxing Voice. The Ring Magazine rankings. Anthony Joshua is currently ranked the number 2 heavyweight, Anthony Joshua. Joe Joyce ranked number 8. Number 8, he's ranked. That's a good fight. The number 8 versus the number 2. Meanwhile, while the number 1 contender in Alexander Usyk is at war, while the champion Tyson Fury is fighting the number 4 guy in Dillian White. Deontay Wilder says, most likely he's going to retire. He already beat Joseph Parker. He already had 2 fights with Andy Ruiz. Luis Ortiz is on the PBC side. And to be quite honest, that's not a fight I would be super excited for. But a fight with Joe Joyce and Anthony Joshua in replacement of the fight with Anthony Joshua and Usyk, that's a great fight. I hope it happens. I really do. If and when Joshua loses to Usyk again, a fight with Joyce would be a nice rebound. I mean, they talk about having that fight now, Jay. Shout out to Jay, by the way, my Dominican brother. By the way, I got the flag out, man. I need you to call in. Jay, you be calling in. Call in today. Anyways, but yeah, they talk about making that fight now, not after Usyk, because the Usyk fight is up in the air. Right now with the bullshit, let me not say anything disrespectful. With the stuff going on in the Ukraine, and he's out there defending his country. Shout out to Usyk. Joshua's kind of like in a limbo. That's a good fight in replacement for it, Okay, I see that. Wouldn't be a bad fight, to be honest, bro. No, I agree. Yo, bro, did you see that video of Andy Ruiz training? Looked like he's in a different gym. Didn't know he was training somewhere else or not. He did, and he did look very small. Like, and I mean, when I say small, I mean like cruiserweight small. He looked very small. And I'm not sure so much that he's not naturally a cruiserweight. He's just so fat and sloppy that he was fighting at heavyweight at the time. But yeah. I did see that video, and it did look like he was training with another trainer. And so I don't know what's his situation with Eddie Reynoso. Hold on, got my man Jay. Jay, de lo mío, que lo que?
What's good, brother?
Chilling, man. What's up? Yo, I don't know. You just hopped on now?
I was here for like a good 20 minutes when Ari was like about to finish.
Oh, okay. Well, I had interviewed Hector Luis Garcia before you came on.
Didn't he fight on Saturday?
He fought was it 2 Saturdays ago? The guy who beat Chris Colbert.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I had him on the internet. He was in DR. You know, the DR connection is a little choppy. So, you know, bear with if you want to watch it later, you know, rewind this to the middle, I guess, or to the beginning actually. And that's where the interview is. It's a bit choppy, but bear with it. He gave a lot of good answers to the questions I had. So I definitely want you to check it out, especially since you being Dominican as well.
Nice. Yeah, I usually do because every time I drive home, you know, New York traffic be having me in the jam for like an hour and a half. So I always just put your show on if I ever miss it.
Oh, shout out. Yeah, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
No doubt, bro. Yeah. So basically that whole thing with Usyk, you know, I pray for him, man, and every other fighter and everybody else out there, bro. Like, it's crazy how that country really stepped up, especially the sportsmen, the famous people. Like the Klitschkos, bro, they like dudes got PhDs, millions of dollars. They don't even have to be there, and they out there putting up arms. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes, that's really something for me. Like I'm impressed.
Yo, bro, this dude Vladimir Klitschko, he's made at least over $100 million because he was heavyweight champion for a while. And you know, when you heavyweight champion, you probably not making less than 10 a fight. You know what I'm saying? And he had a lot of defenses, and even his losses, he came back and challenged for the fight. He fought AJ, he fought Fury, he fought Hay, he fought, you know, all these big fights he fought. And so, you know, he got a lot of money, and he's still out there. He won gold for his country in the Olympics. Vladimir Klitschko is somebody I have so much respect for. His brother was also heavyweight champion, then became the mayor of Kiev, which is one of the biggest cities in Ukraine, and now also took up arms and joined the army. I got respect for the Klitschko brothers so much.
Yeah, that's crazy situation out there. I mean, if the Usyk fight don't happen again with Joshua, then yeah, Joe Joyce I think would be the next best opponent, especially for UK. You know what I'm saying? Because that side of the world is basically where all those fights are happening anyway. Yeah, Might as well.
Shout out to the UK heavyweights, man, because we were having a problem in America where you know, we weren't producing heavyweights, and that's still a problem, to be honest, with the exception of Wilder. And we got big baby Jared Anderson coming up, but he's not there yet. But then, you know, they got White, they got Joe Joyce, they got Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and these guys speak English, and they don't, you know, yes, they speak in a little in an accent, but they've been giving us fights. So shout out to the UK heavyweights, man.
Word. I also want to give a shout out to Chocolatito for having a great performance on Saturday, bro. Yo, I know you saw that.
I did see it, man. Chocolatico. What I thought was gonna happen is he was gonna be a little bit overwhelmed in the first 2-3 rounds with Martinez's activity, and then eventually figure him out, and then, you know, break him down and possibly stop him. But I wasn't gonna predict the stoppage. I was gonna predict the decision. But bro, I don't think he lost a round.
Nah, and he was still moving like he was the younger him. Like he was bobbing and weaving, you know, blocking. Like he was really like, and everything he threw, like, okay, Chocolatito doesn't throw as much as he did before, but now his mindset is, if I'm gonna throw something, it's gonna mean something.
Yeah,
and he's been precise and hard.
No, yeah, hey man, what I liked about him what I liked most about his performance against Martinez, it wasn't even necessarily his offense. It was more so his defense. He would make little subtle movements like roll with his head or just picking his arm. And he had the high guard the whole time. So he was catching a lot of shots. He would take 2 steps to the right and make a miss. And Martinez missed a lot of punches, which is why he started fading towards the end, because he wasn't really landing a lot of punches. And again, Chocolatico, all those little subtle movements was just making him miss. Just little subtle movements. And I came away really, really impressed with Chocolatico.
Yeah, especially with them body shots. He was just wearing them down. It was a beautiful breakdown of a younger, hungry fighter. Yeah, he came up and weighed a little bit, but that's only a few pounds down there. The lower weight class.
And he missed weight on top of that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
but
he handled him like a fucking man.
Yeah, he sure did though, bro. And what was I gonna say? Yo, listen. Like I saw your other video, you was talking about the schedule coming up, which looks crazy. Like the boxing schedule,
it's bananas.
But it pisses me off that again we dealing with all these damn pay-per-views, bro, and then the zone coming up with pay-per-views is just pissing me off, bro. And then if you're gonna do a pay-per-view right after your subscription and we're not doing pay-per-view bullshit, give me more than Canelo Bivol, bro.
Nah, I mean, we don't know what's on the undercard, so I'm not going to trash it just yet. But honestly, I'm done complaining about pay-per-views because, listen, if the fight is worth pay-per-view, I'm going to pay for it. And if the fight is not worth pay-per-view, I'm not going to pay for it, but I'm going to watch. And you know what I'm saying? And y'all can read between the lines. But I'm somebody who pays when a fight is worth it. I pay. I paid for Crawford Porter. I paid for Canelo Plant. I paid for Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. I paid for those. And if anybody wants to check my receipts, I got them.
But think about how much money you spending on boxing in those 2-3 months. Because I know that was within 2-3 months.
Yeah.
But for the average consumer, they're not going to want to do that, bro.
Now you're right.
That's why for me it's hurting the sport.
I agree, but honestly, I've come to the conclusion that if you don't like pay-per-view, if you have a problem with pay-per-view, you just have a problem with boxing. And that's I know that's not good to hear, but that's just the landscape of the way the sport is. The sport is some fights are going to be on pay-per-view, but we can't complain. We do get a lot of free fights that are good. We got Lomachenko versus Teo was good. That was for free. We got Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez. That was for free. The fight with Hector Luis Garcia, that was a triple header that had Fernando Martinez versus Ancajas. That was a fantastic fight. Then in the second fight, it was Gary Antoine Rosas versus Victor Posto. Gary Antoine Rosas was a prospect who a lot of people were high on. And then in the main event, we got our Dominican brother who beat Cobra, who was had a lot of buzz behind him. That was a good card for free on Showtime. So we do get it, and it's just unfortunate that that's the way the boxing landscape is. But it's if you have a problem with pay-per-view, you just have a problem with boxing, and it's unfortunate for me to say that, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It's just I want, as a boxing fan, you just want to get bang for your buck, and a lot of times it don't happen. Like Davis and Rose, that shouldn't be pay-per-view, stuff like that. But I mean, I'm gonna still watch it, bro. I just don't like. I don't like having to freaking feel like, okay, if I'm not gonna pay for it, I'm gonna stream it. I like supporting fighters, bro.
I'm the same way. Yo, I have videos. Matter of fact, just because there be some suck ass niggas in the fucking chat. And I mean, not in the chat. I mean, like in general. Like sometimes the comments I'll be getting, I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily in the chat. I'm talking about the comments when I make a video. People be talking shit. So I'm gonna find the where I'm instructing people to not illegally stream. I'm instructing people buy the pay-per-view, especially when it's Terence Crawford, because you guys want that Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence fight. Him having higher pay-per-view numbers is gonna increase the possibility of that happening.
Yeah, because that was the whole reason why Bob Arum supposedly said he don't sell, and he didn't get the fight.
You understand what I'm saying or not?
Yeah.
No. Hold on. I had you on mute, and I'm like, why the fuck he not talking back?
Oh.
I don't know if you. What did you say anything?
I was saying, like, that's why Bob Arum said what he said, because he's trying to say, oh, Terence don't sell, but it's the consumer too.
No. We do
Terence
have to take
dude.
responsibility as a consumer.
Yeah.
Because when we illegally stream, I know it sounds crazy, but we're stealing from the fighters.
Literally. No
Literally.
lie,
yeah. Are you going in their pocket and no, but you stealing it on some other shit. And I understand that there's certain fights that you're gonna stream because you don't feel you're getting the quality. And I don't necessarily criticize people too much when they say, "Oh man, this fight ain't worth it." But I do get mad when certain fights that shouldn't be streamed are being streamed. I get mad.
Oh yeah, I know people that be like, nah, I never pay for a fight. Blah blah blah. I'm like, damn, bro. But then that's why, we get all these pay-per-views, bro. Like, yeah, y'all over here not trying to pay for nothing ever. And that's why the game is the way it is.
For real, man. Damn, I'm trying to find this video where it is, man, because this is an important message. This is an important conversation us boxing fans need to have with each other, because
Word.
I understand illegally streaming sound. It's enticing, man. It's enticing. But you got to be honest. You got to be honest. You got to look at what this happened, how this affects the sport in the future.
Yeah, because the problem is that we're not like every other sport. We don't have a centralized governing body. Everybody's out here for themselves, and these promoters especially, they trying to milk whatever they can out of you and keep it moving. So they gotta have a return on investment. If not, they're gonna walk away, and there'll be no sport.
Facts. No, you speaking straight facts right now. Damn, I can't fucking find this video. I'm trying to find it because it's really important, man. It's really like I can't stress how important this is for us. All right, but anything else in the boxing world? What's the fight you looking most forward to? Are you looking forward to Charlo Castaño, Shakur versus Valdez, Spence Ugas, Canelo Bivol? Which out of the fights? We got a lot of fights lined up.
Out of those, to be honest,
yeah,
man, it's hard because I really want to see Katie Taylor versus Serrano, because those are the two best chicks in their respective version of boxing by far. And then I want to see Spence Ugas, because that'll basically dictate who's gonna fight Crawford. And I want Crawford to fight Spence.
Me too.
So
Yo, by the way,
for me, the most consequence is either it's gonna have to be Taylor and Serrano and Castaño and Jamal, just because that's undisputed. But I do really want to see the outcome of Spence Ugas.
Yeah, for sure. That's a real interesting fight. I'm the fight I'm most looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, only because it's undisputed. They're both getting over $1 million. This is an historic fight. They're fighting in the big room in Madison Square Garden, so I'm definitely excited for that fight. But if you really put a lie detector on, and I also know Amanda Serrano personally, but if you put a lie detector test on me and you want me to be like, what's the fight you're most excited for, is that Charlo Castaño rematch, man. The first fight was entertaining, and it's for undisputed for the first time in the 154 era, like in the 4-belt era. At 154, it's never been undisputed. I'm really excited for that. But yo, I found the video I was telling you where I was telling people to buy the pay-per-view. So I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Hold on. And I would appreciate. Hold on 1 second. By the way, I know some of y'all I have fans that just watch the lives, and I have fans that just watch my videos. It's weird. So some of y'all who just watched my lives, y'all gonna see the type of content I make. So hopefully y'all can support that. I know you're not one of them, Jay. I just wanted to.
Yeah, word.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel. If you'd like to stay up to date with boxing news, please hit that subscribe button. And if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. So tomorrow night, we're gonna have Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter. This is a very much anticipated fight. And this is a fight that you have to buy as a boxing fan. If you don't buy this fight, you are not a boxing fan. And I would appreciate it if you guys didn't illegally stream this one. I understand we do get a lot of pay-per-views, and sometimes we get some bullshit, like Chris Arreola versus Andy Ruiz, or upcoming Charles Martin versus Luis Ortiz. Those are pay-per-view fights. Listen, I'm never going to condone streaming, but if you stream them, I'll turn a blind eye to. This fight tomorrow is not one of those fights, man. Like, Terence Crawford has had trouble getting fighters in the ring with him, and they use the excuse that he's not a draw. The promotion for this fight hasn't been what I think should be, what I think it should be. But this is a great fight between two offensive fighters, so they're going to give you blood and guts. Two gentlemen. Terence Crawford, you've never heard of him about beating his wife, and you never heard him about going to jail or drunk driving, and same thing with Sean Porter. These are two genuine men, black men that are doing great positive things in the boxing world. I do not want to see you guys steal from these guys. Look, Terence Crawford, listen, man, this guy's such a good guy outside of the ring and such a badass in the ring. That needs to be rewarded. A lot of people made the excuse that they weren't Andre Ward fan and they didn't buy Andre Ward pay-per-views because he was a boring fighter, although he was a good guy. Terence Crawford is an entertaining fighter that scores knockouts, 9 knockouts in a row, and is a good guy outside of the ring. There's somebody who stood with his wife after he made all those millions. He's not with no Kardashian now. He stood with his wife. Same thing with Sean Porter. Sean Porter's made a lot of money. Now he's just recently had a kid. He's married. He's always with his father. Good kid. Well, good guy. He's not a kid. Like, these are two good dudes, man. They deserve every penny they're going to give because they're going to spill their blood on tomorrow night for us. And the undercard is good. You guys know I always call out. By the way, guys, the undercard was not good. But on paper, the undercard looked good, but the undercard was terrible. So if you bought the pay-per-view because I told you to buy it and because you thought it had a good undercard, I apologize. But I feel like the main event made up for it, or not only for the significance, also for how entertaining it was. But let's let the rest of the video play out. Undercard. I don't give a fuck if I like the main event or not. You heard me call out the Canelo undercard. You know what I'm saying? You heard me talk good about the Tyson Fury Wilder undercard. This undercard is good enough. Good enough. They have Raymond Murat. It wasn't good enough. But to be fair, Raymond Murataya's opponent had pulled out due to an injury. So, but yeah. Murataya in the undercard, I'm really all right, but pretty much I think I can get into the undercard here. But you get the point. Point is, I'm somebody who goes out and supports the fighters. I'm somebody who tells people like, yo, go buy this pay-per-view. This one is worth it. This, you know what I'm saying? I'm that guy. So I can never be accused of being like, a scumbag or something like that because I pay my money to watch these fights. And that's why I do that. I do videos like that. Because I want to encourage promoters to put on good cards, to put on good main events on pay-per-view, because then there's going to be guys like me who are instructing their fan base to buy it and not illegally streaming. Because not only does it hurt the sport as a whole, it hurts the fighters. And I'm somebody who I genuinely care about the fighters. You'll never hear me on here talk about, I hope, like, even if it's a fighter I don't like, I hope he gets fucking knocked out and he's, in the hospital, his, both his eye sockets get broken out. You never hear me talk like that because I genuinely care about the fighters. The fighters are out there spilling their blood for money, but guess what? The reason they're getting that money is because they're spilling their blood for our entertainment. And for us to be a fucking privileged fan to just steal from them, I find it wrong. Especially a lot of these dudes are come up poor. Like, you're not stealing from a fucking Wall Street dude. You stealing from a guy who came up from a poor neighborhood in Mexico or a poor neighborhood in Cuba. You know what I'm saying? A poor neighborhood in Brooklyn or Compton or whatever. These are like young, hardworking class dudes who end up finding the sport. And now we're going to steal from them? I'm totally against stealing pay-per-views, especially when they're not, worth it. When they're worth buying.
Yeah, my man Joel, bro. Shout out to you, man. Definitely, like, yo, I hope one day the fighters and everybody on YouTube recognize what you're saying, bro, because it's the truth, man. It's 100% the truth, and I agree 100%, man. Because, like, this is really people's livelihood, and you should definitely get some credit for that, bro.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. And honestly, the only credit I should get is, for people who do illegally stream every single fight. All I ask is that when you're gonna illegally stream a fight, consider it. Be like, is this a streamable fight? That's all I want you to do. I'm not gonna tell you to not stream. I'm not gonna tell you to buy. Just every single fight you are about to illegally stream, just ask yourself, is the promoter giving me enough quality where this fight is actually worth the $80? You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Because if they're giving you a good undercard and a good main event, you'd be an asshole by illegally streaming that. You get what I'm saying? That's like walking out on a bill on a restaurant that you really enjoyed the food.
True, man. True. Yo, good looking on having me on, bro. I'm about to get back to work. I'm on my break. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
appreciate you, man.
Nah, appreciate you, man. You always call in every now and then. So I really appreciate you. And even when you don't catch my live, you say you watch it while you're driving.
Of course.
So I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Ya tú sabes, manín. Cógelo suave.
Mi hermano. All right, my brother.
You already know.
All right. Shout out to my Dominican brother Jay for calling in, showing me some love. Damn, I've only had Dominicans call in. I had Hector Luis Garcia, I had Ari, and now I had Jay, all Dominicans. Shout out to Jay. Yo, bro, major props for getting Garcia on the interview and also translating for the viewers. Yo, thank you, man. Yeah, man, I tried my best. Obviously, the connections problem. Sometimes I kind of had to make out what he was trying to say because the audio was kind of choppy. But yes, it was I do that for you guys, man. I do that like the same way I say that the fighters, they do it to entertain the fans. When I'm interviewing these fighters, it's not only for my entertainment, it's also for you guys' entertainment. So for somebody to say major props and other people have said thank you because they really enjoyed it, and even taking into consideration all the choppy internet shit, that shit means a lot to me. So thank you so much, Snoop C. Thank you. But yeah, anybody who wants to call in, I'm not going to be on here too much more longer. I said that like 45 minutes ago. But I'm not going to be here too much longer. If I could have one non-Dominican call in, that would be greatly appreciated. Nah, I'm joking. If you're Dominican, you can still call in. I'm just joking. But yeah, man, there's a lot going on in boxing, man. I'm really excited. All those great fights that are being announced. There's heavy rumors that Jaime Munguia is going to be fighting Jermall Charlo. Do y'all want to talk about that? Do y'all want to talk about the middleweight division? How there's strong rumors that Jaime Munguia is going to be fighting Charlo next. So let's see how that happens. Let's see. I hope it happens. 2 offensive fighters in the middleweight divisions. 2 fighters who I've been saying are the biggest duck in boxing at different times. Hey, man, like, get them in the fucking ring. Let's go. Let's go. I would love it. I doubt either of them would do an interview with me if they seen my content. If they see my content, they were like, damn, I don't know, man. You've called me the biggest duck in boxing. But yo, what's up with this Haney? When Haney and Boso shit, man. I haven't heard nothing about it. Yeah, I'm buying Spence versus Ugas, and the undercard is great. I wouldn't say great, but the undercard is definitely good enough to not to make you buy it. Is because that if we're being honest, that Gamboa Isaac Cruz fight, that doesn't do nothing for me, to be honest with you. Francisco Vargas versus Rayo Jose Valenzuela. Francisco Vargas has been through a lot of wars, man. I don't know if that guy should be in there with a young, hungry lion who's a puncher. But I do like the Butaev Stanionis fight. That's pretty much the guy who's the mandatory for the WBA. Stanionis and Butaev are both undefeated. two unknown fighters and two offensive fighters. I do like that fight on the undercard. But yes, I'm definitely buying that fight. I'm buying that fight. I'm not going to a friend's house. I'm not illegally streaming Errol Spence versus Ugas. I'm buying it with my own money. I mean, I guess if my father invited me to his house, I'll go. But besides that, I'm buying that fight. Jaime and Charlo both need that fight. I agree, Michael. I agree. They both fight tin cans. Yeah. Listen, man. I want to see fights happen, man. That's what I want to see. I want to see entertaining fights. I want to be entertained. And the way you make me entertained is by making fights competitive. You know what I'm saying? How do you make fights competitive? Have the best fight the best. And especially that's a good style matchup for both. The two offensive fighters, black versus Mexican. That should always that was, you want to know what's the green print? Black versus Mexican. Mayweather always talk green print. What he's talking about when the green print was when he was fighting Robert Guerrero, when he was fighting Victor Ortiz, when he was fighting Juan Manuel Marquez, Canelo Alvarez, Oscar De La Hoya. Don't we see the fucking trend? He fought a lot of Mexicans, and a lot of the guys I mentioned were good. Some, whatever, but Jose Luis Castillo was Mexican. Black versus Mexican sells. That's what happens. Yeah, you're going to get some black fans in the crowd. You're going to get some Mexican fans in the crowd. They're going to be trash talking to each other, and then the fight happens, and we all go home. We drink Coronas with our Mexican homies. You know what I'm saying? And we good. I like that fight. Jaime versus Charlo. I love it. And I hope it happens. I heard a rumor, but this rumor wasn't like a legit fucking source. This was like some regular rumor. I heard a rumor that they thinking about making this on Cinco de Mayo weekend, the same day as the Canelo fight, but for free on Showtime earlier, like at 5 p.m. or something like that. That was a rumor, not from a strong source of mine. I always say, one of my sources. And when I say one of my sources, that means I'm talking about somebody who's in the know. This person, he's not so much in the know. He's somewhat that's around it, but not too much in the know. But I heard that as a rumor. If that's the case, that they will be stealing the show from Canelo, because I'll be more interested in that fight, to be honest with you. But I ain't hear that from like a strong rumor. That's like some guy who's in the know, but not too much in the know. But all right, guys, looks like nobody else wants to call in. I'm about to hop off. Shout out to Hector Luis Garcia for giving me his time. Once I see on his Instagram he's back in Las Vegas, I'm going to try to redo the interview, because yes, I did get the interview. Yes, I was entertained, but at the same time, he wasn't, he was a bit choppy. The internet connection wasn't so good. He lives in a third world country. Dominican Republic is a third world country. I don't know if he was, if he lives by a farm, or if he lives in the city. I don't know too much. So I'm glad I had him on, though. Shout out to Hector Luis Garcia. Shout out to Ari, who called in. Shout out to Jay, who called in. Shout out to Michael Blunt, who put me on that Joe Joyce was bickering back and forth with Anthony Joshua, and I got to share that with you guys. And keep supporting. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Till next time. Peace.